Hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning in to News 9 Live. It is certainly a very important day today. The much-awaited verdict in the Jiah Khan case is going to be pronounced in a short while. After almost a decade, a special Central Bureau of Investigation court in Mumbai will give its verdict in connection with the death of actor Jiah Khan. The actor, best known for her films like Houseful, Ghajni, Nishabd, was found dead at her home in Mumbai on the 3rd of June in 2013. Only last week, Special CBI Judge A.S. Syed, after hearing the final arguments of both sides, reserved his judgment in the case for the 28th of April. On your screens, as you can see, Suraj Pancholi already on his way to the courtroom. Now, as per CBI, the letter which was seized by the Mumbai police, that particular suicide letter that began the entire investigation. The Mumbai police, when it began its investigation on the 10th of June in 2013, that letter was written by Jiah Khan. CBI, citing the letter, stated that it narrated her intimate relationship, physical abuse and mental and physical torture, allegedly at the hands of Suraj Pancholi, which led to her taking that extreme step and dying by suicide. A special CBI court in Mumbai will give its verdict in connection with the death of Bollywood actor Jiah Khan today. She was found dead at her home, like I reiterated before, in Mumbai on the 3rd of June in 2013, almost a decade back. Jiah was best known for starring in Nishabd opposite Amitabh Bachchan and won a lot of accolades and titles for the same as well. Now, based on a letter that was seized a week later, purportedly, beg your pardon, written by the 25-year-old actress, the Mumbai police had later booked actor Suraj Pancholi under Section 306 of the Indian Penal Code, which is abetment to suicide, and arrested him. Now, Suraj, son of actors Aditya Pancholi and Zarina Wahab, was allegedly in a relationship with Jiah Khan at the time of her demise. He is currently out on bail. Before we move on and really expand the topic and the discussion to our panelists, let's quickly take a look at the appeal Rabia Khan, Jiah Khan's mother, had made earlier in the day.
मेरा सलमान खान से कोई झगड़ा नहीं है। मैं तो उसको मिली भी नहीं। मेरी बच्ची मिली थी, जिया, एक फिल्म वांटेड के लिए। कुछ वक्त के बाद उसको रिप्लेस कर दिया गया था। कोई बात नहीं, वो पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ द बिजनेस होता है। लेकिन अब मैं जो पढ़ रही हूँ, सुन रही हूँ कि उनका और लोगों का सुशांत सिंह की डेथ के पीछे इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, तो मुझसे बर्दाश्त नहीं हुआ। मेरा दुख उभर आया। मुझे याद आ गई सीबीआई की बात, जब हमारा केस सीबीआई के पास चला गया था ये पता लगाने के लिए कि ये मर्डर है या सुसाइड है। उस वक्त सीबीआई ऑफिसर ने मुझे बताया कि उनको बार बार फोन आते हैं, उन पे दबाव पड़ रहा है कि इस लड़के को लॉन्च किया जा रहा है, बहुत पैसा लगाया जा रहा है, इसको हाथ ना लगाओ, इसको इंटरोगेट ना करो और इस केस को आगे ही ना बढ़ने दो। अब आप मुझे बताइए, बीइंग ह्यूमन के नाते कम से कम मेरे सच को तो बाहर आने दीजिए, इन्वेस्टिगेट तो होने दीजिए। वहां तक जब तक कि सबको पता चल जाए कि क्या था। आप तो उसको लॉयर भी दे रहे हैं, आप उसको पीआर भी दे रहे हैं और आप उसको प्रमोट किए जा रहे हैं। मेरी एक माँ होने के नाते आपसे दरख्वास्त है, हाथ जोड़ के आपसे कहती हूँ कि प्लीज मेरी बच्ची की डेथ के मामले में उसका सच सामने आए।
Well, now joining us on the broadcast and to speak more on this is Sanjay K. Chadha, advocate for the Supreme Court. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Advocate Chadha, you know, all my conversations with my colleagues and peers around me who aren't really privy to the entire case particularly, and youngsters out there as well, so you know, most of them who were in school back in 2012 and 2013 don't really know the essence of the case. But the idea is that whenever I put forth you know, the arguments of both the sides, you know, Rabia Khan blaming Suraj Pancholi for abuse and mental torture, saying that this is not abetment to suicide, this is more than that, this is murder. You know, there are various accusations on the CBI, allegations that are being raised that the entire investigation was botched up. Meanwhile, take a look at how the court is reacting to it. Only, you know, last year, the CBI court rejected the forensic analysis of the dupatta, the forensic analysis of Suraj Pancholi's phone, if there were any deleted messages at all. It's been 10 years. The essential question that comes out is, why does it take 10 years? I mean, that's a completely different debate, why, you know, justice is delayed in this country. But at the same time, how crucial is this day today in this particular case? There are so many other cases that are familiar to this case. What kind of precedent will it set for those cases? We will talk about this, but let's get the ball rolling. How are you looking at the developments, various reactions coming in? What are you expecting from the court today? And help the viewers understand the significant details, the salient points of this particular case as well, Advocate Jiah.
Well, there are 3-4 points, and you have in a very detailed manner narrated everything. I wanted to say, first of all, this case was initially investigated by the local police. Later on, the investigation was handed over upon the demand of all various people, including Jiah Khan. It was handed over to CBI. That is one part. In that process, the initial investigation, because the 6-page suicide letter, as you have mentioned, is a very important piece of evidence. We have to keep that always in mind. Now, here, what section has been attracted, which is very important. Jiah Khan is, from the very initial stage, has started saying that it is not suicide, but it is a murder. But the entire investigation has, and even the charge sheet has concluded that it is not a case of murder, it is a case of, as per the prosecution, where I don't know whether they will be able to prove, the judgment will speak on its own, that it is not a case of, first of all, it is not a case of murder, it is a case of suicide. That is one. 6-page letter, that mental torture, that all kind of abuses, as you have also stated in the initial note when you were speaking about it. What is the state of affairs in that? Then in the charge sheet, as we have seen, that only 306 is they have taken into account, and the delay, the main part was when the charge sheet was initially put forth before the Sessions Court, and later on, after a pendency of few days, or I don't know how much was the period, I'm not sure about it, the Sessions Court sent it back to the CBI Special Court. You know what was the reason? Sessions Court quoted that it is not the police which has investigated, as it has been investigated by CBI, it should have been sent to the CBI Special Court. And I now, want to really say a positive word as far as this special CBI court is concerned. 2021, during the Corona period, after the Corona period rather, but still the working of the courts were not that smooth at that point of time. This case was transferred to the CBI Special Court. More than 22 witnesses have been examined and cross-examined in this case. So a lengthy trial happened for about 2 years. So specific time, if you ask me, the court has got just 2 years to on this particular case. And now we all are looking into it, that what will be the outcome. But that is for sure that the entire, if I may use the word gambit, entire thing will revolve around 306 only. There is no question. Even Jiah Khan, in the initial interview, you had just shown that it is a case of murder, which is not the case of the prosecution. So let us not talk about it. It is entirely a case of 306, which is abetment to the murder.
So what kind of punishment are we looking at, Advocate Jiah? Potential and possible punishment? Is there a fine involved? Is there, what's the jail term like when we're looking at 306, which is abetment to suicide? Like you pointed out, it seems like the murder and the, sections, relating to that in the IPC are not going to be talked about, because that's not the prosecution's case at all over here. Even though the mother, Jiah Khan, is quite profusely, expecting something on a different line over here. But in terms of the punishment, in terms of what kind of fine potentially or possibly, Suraj Pancholi could face, we still are awaiting that particular verdict. What's, the expectations and how can you foresee this at the moment?
You have two, in your question, there are two limbs. One is, what is the punishment? As per the law, it goes up to 10 years of the punishment, which is there. And that is the maximum. So if the case is proved beyond doubt, all these witnesses have proved it beyond doubt, then only that punishment will be given. That is one. And as far as the fine is concerned, that is meager. That is not some exorbitant thing, as because our law is continuing the same, IPC is the same. So that is one. As far as the expectations are concerned, I have not seen the witnesses. I have not read the entire the proceedings. So it certainly depends upon how the witnesses have reacted. What is the proof? But one thing I wanted to say, because one of the prime witnesses was Jiah Khan herself, and you could have seen her. From day one, she's really so her testimony is going to be play an important role, and it is going to be against Suraj Pancholi. And so that is what is the difficulty. Police witnesses have also been, I think there were about 11 police witnesses were there. So those witnesses have also very vehemently, gone against Suraj. So let us see. Because I was somewhere seeing the counsel for the Suraj was saying that it is a weak case. But let us see what is the outcome, and we all have.
Advocate Chadha, all across the social media, and I was browsing through Twitter just a few minutes ago. I realized that there's a lot of pressure on the judicial system at this point in time. People are really expecting a verdict out of the judicial system. They're saying today is the verdict for the entire judicial system of India. And, pictures not just with Jiah Khan, you've got Sri Devi in there, you've got Sushant Singh Rajput, you've got all the other actors who ended up taking that extreme step as well. Throw some light on the kind of pressure the judicial system might be going through, or is this normal? I mean, of course, there are hefty cases, really top-notch cases that various judicial institutions carry out on a day in, day out basis. But the kind of pressure that the entire community, the industry, the fans of Sushant Singh Rajput, of Sri Devi, all these other actors, Jiah Khan as well, there are, proper fan groups and fan bases that have been at it ever since yesterday, day before as well. Justice for Jiah Khan, various hashtags that are now really trending on the social media, all with the tagline that today is the verdict of India's judicial and justice system.
I just wanted to tell you one thing very categorically. The justice delivery system is, as a matter of fact, is not affected. It is not, governed, or it is not, majority of it is not affected by such kind of things. But I must tell you one more thing, that certainly judges are also human beings. It is stated they also watch news, television, they also watch, they are also on social media, they also read the newspaper, print media. There is an effect, but very, very categorically, all depends upon what is before the court. We are not governed by anything other. We are governed by paper justice. Whichever person has a strong case on paper, that is witnesses and evidences, the chain of event, all that thing is important, not the comments, not the Twitter, not all these things.
Well, absolutely. Also joining us on the broadcast is Manvi Taneja, actress and model. Manvi, a very warm welcome onto the broadcast. Help us understand how the entire, Bollywood industry, the model industry, how they're really looking at this particular verdict. There's a lot of expectations that are riding on the honorable court.
See, I must say justice can be delayed, but it cannot be denied. And today is the final day when we will hear a verdict from the court that what the case is all about. But yes, I was listening to the panel before who was speaking that it totally depends upon the evidence, what is presented on the presented before the court. It totally depends upon the paper evidence, whose paper is very strong enough to prove what went wrong that day. So I totally I will respect the court's decision, and I think we should still wait and watch for the final verdict.
Absolutely. And I'm going to, again prompt the same question to you as well, because that's what I'm seeing on social media. A lot of hashtags doing the round where today is the verdict of the entire judicial system with us. The thing is that you've got pictures of Sri Devi.
Total 22 witnesses examine हुए थे. अभी फाइनल आर्गुमेंट्स हो चुके हैं. ऑनरेबल कोर्ट ने आज जजमेंट के लिए रखा है. तो 313 में उन्होंने क्या बोला और व्हाट इज द जजमेंट, एक आधे घंटे में पता चलेगा, देन विल गिव अ बाइट।
सीबीआई कोर्ट में कभी ट्रांसफर इसके पहले क्या सेशन में एक केस कमिट था, सेशन में चल रहा था?
देखिए स्पेशल सीबीआई कोर्ट, देखिए ये मैटर जो था ये पहले जूहू पुलिस स्टेशन ने इन्वेस्टिगेट किया था। जूहू पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बाद ये सेशंस कोर्ट में फाइल हुआ था। स्पेशल सीबीआई कोर्ट इज इक्वल टू सेशंस कोर्ट ओनली। ये मैटर हाई कोर्ट ने सीबीआई को ट्रांसफर किया। सीबीआई की इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बाद, बिकॉज इट इज इन्वेस्टिगेटेड बाय द सीबीआई, it has to be transferred to a special CBI court. That is the reason it is before the special CBI court today.
अबेटमेंट के जो चार्ज लगाए हैं प्रोसिक्यूशन ने, क्या क्या उन्होंने कहा? क्या वो सिर्फ एक जो 6 पेज का जो लेटर था वही उनका ग्राउंड था या कोई और भी ग्राउंड था?
देखिए अगर आप एविडेंस पढ़ेंगे पूरा, तो पूरे 22 विटनेसेस में मिला के एक भी एलिगेशन प्रोसिक्यूशन ने प्रूव नहीं किया। आप जो सुसाइड नोट की एलिजेडली बात कर रहे हो, वो भी पूरी तरह शैटर हो चुका है, whether it was written by the deceased or not. तो ये सारा अभी एविडेंस आने दीजिए रिकॉर्ड पे, जजमेंट पे, देन आई विल बी एबल टू कन्वर्ट।
बार बार कह रही थी कि ये सुसाइड नहीं है, होमिसाइड है, मर्डर है। बीच में एफबीआई की भी मांग कर रही थी, इन्वेस्टिगेशन की, प्राइवेट फॉरेंसिक ऑडिट की भी मांग कर रही थी। क्या उनकी मांग थी और हाई कोर्ट ने क्या कहा था उनकी मांगों को लेकर?
उसके लिए मैं कमेंट नहीं कर सकता, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट अ पार्टी इन दैट प्रोसीडिंग।
प्रशांतजी, 10 वर्षांनी या केसचा निकाल लागतोय, काय अपेक्षा आहे? कारण की खूप मोठा कालावधी पास झालेला आहे।
हे बघा, या मॅटरमध्ये असं झालं होतं की सुरुवातीपासून जे आरोपी आहे सूरज पंचोली यांनी वारंवार अर्ज केले होते.
So let's go across to Manvi Taneja. Manvi, apologies to cut you short there. We had a reaction coming in from the lawyer of Suraj Pancholi. But coming back to that particular question, even the lawyer is talking about how there were 22 witnesses, and it seems like none of the testimonies went in favor of Jiah Khan at this point in time. I'm being told also joining us on the broadcast is Shantanu Guha Ray, author and Asia editor for CEN. A very warm welcome to you, sir. A big day, it seems like today. A lot of pressure on the Indian judicial system. People have been really looking up to this particular verdict. How are you looking at it? I know, you've even featured a particular chapter on Jiah Khan in your book as well. Could you throw some light on what's your POV here, sir?
I had looked into the case in 2015, meeting up with Jiah Khan's mother and all other people. And of course, Rakesh Maria, who wrote the foreword for my book. Investigations in my country, in India, rarely go to an logical extent. And what happens is every time something happens, then all kinds of people start clamoring. And after 10 years again, the case opens up. If you take a look at the Sheena Bora case, Sushant Singh Rajput's case, Sunanda Pushkar's case, it hop, skip and jump, it continues. So today, I sincerely hope that the court will take notice of all that has happened in Jiah Khan's life. Don't forget, Jiah Khan's death was first tweeted by Diya Mirza, and then Amitabh Bachchan expressed shock that how could this bright actress die, and that too in a very, very strange manner. It's all up to the police and the way they presented the evidence and the CBI, which has investigated. So I would rather say I would rather wait and see. I do have hopes because it was not a natural death. She was found hanging. Now, whether someone killed her and hanged her or whether she committed suicide, that is for the investigators to try and find out. And is there a big pressure on Bollywood? No, I don't think so. This is an old case. At the most, it could get some trigger. It could trigger some breaking headlines and some hashtags, as you were telling one of the actresses who is on the show. But yes, we all expect that wherever there is flaw, there should be law. So we are hoping that maybe the Jiah Khan case can come to a logical conclusion. And before I wind up, I think ironically, my book is all about deaths or murders which happened and they never reached their logical conclusions. Jiah Khan was one such chapter. So I would wait and let's see what happens in the court.
But if I were to take the liberty of putting you, on the pedestal, putting you on the spot over there, just for a second, Mr. Ray, any underlying reserved expectations that you have from this particular verdict. We were earlier speaking to the lawyer, and the lawyer said there's nothing that's going to be spoken about, a murder in general. It's going to be 306, which is abetment to suicide. I heard the lawyer speak about 313 also, which is miscarriage and abortion as well. Any underlying expectation?
When I was investigating the case, I was told Jiah Khan was pregnant when she died. Now, someone has to cause a pregnancy. This doesn't happen like Jesus Christ, number one. Number two, the note. One section of the lawyers are saying this note is fake. Rabia Khan says Jiah Khan wrote that note. Also, conversations in the handset. Suraj Pancholi categorically said he never spoke to her. And when her cell phone was opened up, a lot of messages and cross messages were found.
Right.
So somebody has to go deep into it. Hopefully, they must have gone deep into it because it's about a death. And the courts need to take it very seriously.
All right. And, let's quickly cut across to Advocate Chadha, who continues to be with us on the broadcast here. Advocate Chadha, quickly, your viewpoint on Section 313 as well. I'm sure you heard the reaction of the lawyer before that as well. What is your opinion on the 313 angle here, the miscarriage and abortion?
Basically, I go back to what I said in the previous round, where I very categorically mentioned that all depends upon what kind of investigation is done and what is the part of the charge sheet. It is there, as we know that it is part of the charge sheet. Now, corroboration is what very important. The witnesses, how they have reacted to the cross-examination. All those things are very, very crucial. What I think by the evening we'll be able to comment more properly after seeing the judgment if it is delivered today. If it is delivered today, we have seen in previous instances where the dates are given and the adjournments are given for the next date for delivering the judgment. So I can just say, at the end that yes, we all are hoping, but all depends upon, as I said, it is nothing but paper justice. Whosoever is strong on evidences, witnesses, cross-examination, whosoever is strong will become, the judgment would be in his or her favor.
Absolutely. Advocate Chadha, many thanks for joining with us. I'm being told we're also joined by renowned TV actor Nasir Abdullah. Nasir ji, how are you looking at the particular case? It is certainly a big day, almost a decade later, finally a verdict in the Jiah Khan case.
Yeah, I was actually intrigued by the fact that it was a clear case of a person who actually committed suicide when she went through immense sort of trauma in her life. There were, there was an ending of a relationship which was taken very, very badly by her. And there was also something about her having maybe been also pregnant, etc. So I don't know, it's been made now. There are always loopholes and there are areas where one can force issues and the sections like abetment to suicide. So it seems that is what they were trying to pin him down on, abetment to suicide. And if that is proved beyond a reasonable doubt, then of course we have a situation where he will be facing a problem. Though I think it was not abetment, it was the way things happened to translate. Some women, like the Tanisha case, she's only 21 years old or less, she committed suicide because she could not handle the breakup and the ensuing depression after that, which is why I advise people, men and women. I tell women, nobody is worth giving up your life for God's sake. No man. And I say something to the men like, please do not be, arrogant and insensitive to the feelings of a woman. They take it very, very lightly that, okay, we're going to break up, we want to break up, and it's very, very casual. Sometimes they are mean to people. So unfortunately, it seems that if the police have been able to file a case of abetment which is accepted by the courts, that will be, a sad moment for him, because I'm sure the last thing he wanted to do was to harass her, and to that extent, because they had a different sort of a relationship. So I am hoping that he will be acquitted. At best, he should pay something, something. I know the life cannot be had again, but, it would be sad, because this is the way some of the relationships end up being, and people can take advantage of it. And I want to add one more thing. If he was a Muslim, very quickly, all these folks from certain areas would have said, it is a case of love jihad. Do you understand my point? So there are always these openings. People can do whatever they like, and the police can also do stuff if they see a loophole, and it is a fact. They can impose the IPC of abetment to suicide, which is a punishable offense. So I hope he doesn't. He's already been through enough agony, I guess, but it must be really telling on him. But I do not see it as abetment. It is an unfortunate case where the lady could not handle.
Mr. Abdullah, quite pertinent points that you're putting out there, and your word of caution and advice to all the males and females out there. But away from quiet quitting on relationships and the tumultuous, perilous, relationship that people have when it comes to love and romance. 22 witnesses, none of those testimonies in favor of Jiah Khan. What do you have to say about the appeal of Rabia Khan, Jiah's mother in this case?
Yes, obviously Rabia Khan would be very, very upset, and they also want revenge for this, and I would accept that, because that's how it actually works. If I was in her place, I would be very upset with Suraj, and I would try to put everything I can in my power to make him pay for it somewhere or the other. And of course, there is the money angle. They can have an out-of-court settlement as well. I don't know how that works. But obviously, it seems that she is trying her very best to make it look like a criminal offense and a criminal case with a criminal intent. So she is obviously doing her best. I do not think it will work, since you've already said that most of the witnesses are not in favor of what she's saying, are not in agreement with what she's saying. That makes it hard for her to make anything of it, because it's that kind of a case. You have to take extra measures to, implicate a person under various whatever sections. So it doesn't seem like she will win the case and have him indicted on the basis of what you've actually said now. More so, Suraj will get out of this without being sent to prison or something.
Also, Mr. Abdullah, I was just before I let you go, we were having this quick conversation with Mr. Shantanu Guhare, who's written this book called Found Dead, in which a chapter on Jiah Khan features. Now, of course, not putting this particular chapter or the book on the pedestal, the investigation, it seems like there are allegations that was quite botched up. On the other hand, there's a 313 angle here, section 313 of the IPC, which talks about miscarriage and abortion. Now, according to Shantanu Guhare, what he learned when he was speaking to the family, he was speaking to various people back in 2014, 2015, was that Jiah Khan was pregnant when the demise took place, so when she ended up taking that extreme step. Do you think that will weigh in on this case as well?
Oh, I missed your last line.
Well, Mr. Abdullah, I essentially was asking you how the 313 section, the miscarriage and abortion section, is going to weigh in on this case, because Shantanu Guhare told us that he was in talks with various family members in 2014-15, and he learned that Jiah Khan was pregnant when she ended up taking the extreme step.
And then she had to have an abortion, or she had a miscarriage?
Well, yes. I mean, prior to that, of course.
Okay, sure. So here is the deal. This happens every now and then. an unfortunate aspect of life. I mean, I've seen it happen to hundreds of people that I know. They can't use that unless it was created or insisted upon or forced upon by Suraj. And I'm sure they had a discussion about it. If, they both knew, obviously they both would have known, if other people know. And then, they come to a decision that, one has to move on. One can't, if they're not going to continue the relationship. And then there was the future of the girl. She needs to work. She needs to get noticed and to earn a living. Unfortunately, the pressures are very strong mostly, and most of the young girls at that age would want to not go ahead with a pregnancy unless they had future plans to be married and to start a family, which I don't think was on the cards. So I don't think it will hold any water as such unless it can be proved that she was forced into it, literally forced or blackmailed into it, which I don't think was true. I don't think, but I don't know.
All right. Many thanks, Mr. Abdullah, for joining with us and helping us out with your inputs on this particular matter. Big day, certainly. Prithviraj Sikka, Advocate, Supreme Court, with us on the broadcast. Advocate Sikka, would you like to weigh in? We're learning that, the order has been kept on hold till about 12 p.m. After the judge told Suraj Pancholi's lawyer that Jiah's mother, Jiah Khan, wants to file some written submissions, so the matter is going to be heard at 12 p.m. again. But, in essence, it's a big day, almost a decade worth of investigation, various change of hands when it comes to investigation, probe agencies being changed, so many allegations. Some are saying the CBI investigation was botched up. Some are saying that, it's only an abetment to suicide case and not that of murder. So many things at play here. Social media pressure. How are you looking at it? It is a big day. What are you expecting? And this new development as well, written submissions to be put in by Jiah Khan, and the matter again going to be heard at 12 p.m. today.
I am just drawing your attention that I have read the letters which she has written before the suicide. And what happened that she was in love with Aditya Pancholi, and regularly she has a live-in relationship with him, and due to this she frustrated that she has also used to contact with other women, and those women are also in relation with the Pancholi. It may be possible, but she was fed up from all these things and she committed suicide, and there is no abatement anywhere it has been seen on the part of Pancholi. If you are living with any person, live-in relationship for a long time, and child, you aborted your pregnancy and thereafter you were pregnant again, so it clearly shows that you are relationship and there is a relationship of love, and in those circumstances, it is not abatement, there is no abatement. Even she will file the written argument, there will be counter written arguments, and no abatement falls under the category of 306. So in this case, Aditya Pancholi may be acquitted. It may happen.
All right. Okay. Advocate Sikka, just before I let you go, is there any potential possibility for this case to delay or, prolong even further, new submissions coming in? Could the verdict, be shifted? Is that a potential possibility?
If she will file the written submissions, definitely, if it will be taken on record, the opposite counsel will also file the written submission. He will seek time 2-3 days. So then it will be postponed.
So another set of hearings, then the judge will again take time to look at those, recent registering of all those statements and then come up with another verdict. So there is a possibility here as well, ladies and gentlemen, that this case, we might not arrive at a verdict today. There is a possibility.
If he will not take the written submission on record and he will discard it that I am not taking written submission, whatever you want to orally argue the matter, so then it will be orally argued. It has been already argued. So then he will pass the verdict. Otherwise, if he will take on record, so then definitely opposite party will seek time. It is a principle of natural justice, and he will seek time to file the written submission also. So in those circumstances, I think that when opposite party will file the written submission along with the certain judgments of the Supreme Court, so definitely this case will verdict will go against the Rabia, and he will be convicted. Sorry, he will be acquitted. Sorry.
All right, that's okay. That's all right, sir. You earlier mistook Suraj Pancholi for Aditya Pancholi as well, but I think everybody knows who Jiah Khan was actually in a relationship with. Essentially, a lot at play here, sir. We'll have to wait and watch as to how developments happen. Advocate Sikka, many thanks for joining us and helping us out with your particular inputs on this case. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems like we'll have to wait a little bit more. 12 p.m. when the matter is again going to be heard, some written submissions that are now going to be put forth by Jiah Khan's mother, Rabia Khan, in this case. But 2013 is when it began being investigated. We're sitting on 2023 today. The verdict was kept up for the 28th of April, but there is a potential possibility that it might prolong. On the other hand, several angles at play here. 306, is it 313? Is it a miscarriage, abortion? Is it abetment to suicide? Rabia Khan saying that it's much more than that. It's a murder as well. The lawyer saying 22 witnesses that were probed and investigated, interrogated. None of them have come up with any concrete evidence that suggests that Suraj Pancholi in fact is a party to a particular murder of Jiah Khan and not just abetment of suicide. But all of that and the big verdict, we're all waiting to it. Our ears and eyes on that CBI special court, room number 52 in Mumbai. We're going to be bringing you all the details. Don't go anywhere. Time for us to slip into a quick break here. Content continues on News9 Live.